Do you happen to know someone who's a diabetic? Are you diabetic? Does it run in your family? Or did you just happen to eat a little too much sugar? If so, how has it been for you? Hard to adjust to? Embarrassing? Scary even? Many of us become frightened at the thought of becoming diabetic, which is understandable considering many of the misconceptions brought upon this specific health condition. Believe me when I say, I am just as guilty as everyone else listening to this podcast as someone with first-hand experience. The Health and Happiness Hour podcast touches on topics such as the misconceptions about being a diabetic, health strategies while having diabetes, and also just being comfortable and happy with yourself, continuing your daily life as it was before being diagnosed. Hi, my name is Malachi Douglas. As someone who has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 16, coming from personal experience and feelings, I know how hard it can be when receiving the news. I know what you all are going through, especially those who are diagnosed at a young age. Before I was diagnosed, I had the same thoughts about getting diabetes as everyone else, which was the false narrative that it was caused by excessive amounts of sugar. There are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Although the exact cause of type 1 diabetes is unknown, it is believed that the body's immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys the insulin production in the pancreas, making the body unable to produce insulin. Now, type 2 diabetes is a bit different. The main cause of type 2 diabetes is obesity. Eating a lot of sugar can cause obesity, which then causes type 2 diabetes. So I can see why many people would believe sugar is the sole cause. Also, what most people don't know is that both types of diabetes are hereditary. This means having a family member with type 1 and type 2 diabetes can increase the risk of you developing it too. If you wish to gain more information about this topic, I recommend reading up on it at cdc.gov/diabetes. Being diagnosed with any one of these types of diabetes at a young age is one thing, but I can only imagine what it's like being on the other end as a parent finding out your child has diabetes. So many questions may go through their heads as they get the news. Like, does their child's diet have to change, or does he or she have to stop eating certain foods? Before I get into that, let me first ask my mom for her initial reaction to the news of when I was first diagnosed in high school.
Hi everyone, my name is Denise, and yes, I am Malachi's mother. If you guys are wondering, I do have diabetes. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in my early 30s, so I don't necessarily know how it is to be diagnosed at an early age like my son, but I know how hard it is to have it. A backstory, my family has a history of diabetes. My grandfather, my uncle, and even my mom. Sadly, because of poor management, my grandfather did pass away from it, and my uncle did. He got his legs amputated because of it. So I do know what bad management of diabetes can cause, because I've seen it firsthand in my family. My mother made it her business to take care of us when we were younger, with all the things she could possibly have to her access. So she put us in sports, she put us in many activities, and in my eyes it seemed like having diabetes never really affected her in a bad way. So seeing that allowed me to see both sides of the good and the bad that comes with managing your diabetes. I guess before Malachi was diagnosed, I've already seen symptoms which were like dry mouth, thirst, weakness, and excessive use of the bathroom. But I thought it could be because of COVID. So when I took him to the hospital and he was negative for COVID, but sadly my son was positive for type 1 diabetes. I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. It hurt because I have that in my family, and seeing that my son now has this, it really hurt. I knew he was young too, which was something I was worried about. Was this gonna be hard for him to manage? But I knew it would challenge him to regulate as much as he should, really care for him. He was young, he was still in high school. He loved sweet stuff, so I kind of wanted to help him with that. He loves sweet stuff, he loves sweet candy, and never watch what he ate. I knew it would be a big challenge in his life, like not only for him but for us as a whole family. But he was diagnosed with a different type of diabetes. He was type 1. So just as much as I had learned to control it, I know he had to too, which I, encouraged him and taught him different ways too. But yeah, I was worried for him. I still love my son. We are still managing to this day. But I know at the end it's all in God's hands. And yeah, thanks for having me on your little podcast.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Mom. I know it must have been really difficult for you considering the difficult circumstances during this time. Nevertheless, to touch on a couple of health strategies while being a diabetic, I know managing your blood sugar and what you eat isn't easy, but it takes time and discipline. I know you can't eat as much as you like to, or eat what you like all the time. But look at the bright side. Better health and more discipline, not just with managing your blood sugar, but it can also teach you to better discipline in real life situations, such as money management. As I get closer to the end of this podcast, I want to close out on this message. It is okay to have diabetes. There are lots of cons to being a diabetic, and I just want those who are scared or are feeling lonely to know that you are not alone. You can continue going about your daily life as it was before being diagnosed. Don't let this hold you back from achieving your greatness. If no one else believes in you, I believe in you. Now go conquer the world. It's been nice talking to everyone about this personal topic of mine. I am your host, Malachi Douglas, and I'm out.